Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Delkim Live on a Tuesday, our new regular spot. We will be doing this once a week from now on, I'm afraid, if you were liking it more than once a week. But work has started to pick up, and once a week, I think, is enough for me at the moment now. It has gone absolutely crazy, but hey, that's good for us. I hope you're well where you are, and things are getting back to as normal a way as they can. It's Tuesday. It's a lovely sunny day. You guys have been fishing. You guys have been buying our products, using our products, which is fantastic. Don't forget, if you have any questions, please drop them on the chat, and I will answer as many as I can as well while we're doing this. If you've not watched this before, hello. I'm Lee Romang. I am the commercial director of Delkim, and we do this every week now. Been doing this for since lockdown, various nights of the week, but now we're going to just go for once a week for 45 minutes or so and cover as much as we can. And what are we going to do tonight? Well, we are going to look at fitting of the accessories, and we're going to look at how we're going to fit them to the txi-ds and EVDs, so it's the same for both of those products, and basically it's the same for the older ones as well, but we'll sort of bring them into it as we go. We will also, bit of housekeeping, as you know, if you are a regular, because I do get asked this all the time, and I'm going to grab me little bits that are over here and show you, and grab this one, and grab this one, and grab this one. Right, this little pile of goodies here, this is all our hangers. If you look, they all have exactly the same size plug on them. So, all right, 2.5mm jack plug, fits any plus range alarm and any digital alarm. So whether you have any plus range alarm, the socket there is in the bottom. If you can see, it's not got the best camera today because I'm using the other one for what we're going to do in a minute. And there's the socket for on a txi-d. They all fit. Okay, you know these, you know this. So, the other thing, guys, if you haven't already done it, please download our app. There it is. Okay, the Delkim app. It is extremely useful. It has quick guides. It's got videos to help you, use our products, new and old. It's being updated. There's old stuff on there as well. It's not just about all our new stuff. Instructions are on there for all our products when it pops up. That's our little COVID warning. Okay, so for all our products, multiple languages. So if you are watching this from further afield, we've now got Spanish and Polish on there as well as for all our products is on there. Video guides, I'll tap that, and you can see across there accessories, EVDs, txi-ds, receivers, visual indication systems. So everything's on there. It's going to have the older stuff on there as well very, very shortly. Even more older stuff, right back in the past, or adding more content to it. So it's absolute doddle. Quick guides. Let's just, will that focus in on that? There we go. So if you're using txi-d or the RXD, quick guides there just to refresh your memory when you're fishing of what buttons you need to press if you need to change anything. But as I've done so many times over the last few weeks, it's so simple. The only things you're ever going to change really while you're fishing are you might mute it and you might change your beep speed every once in a while. But what else are you going to change? Once you set it up, that is it. So, or you might use DND, which is probably the one thing you might do on the receiver. But tonight we're going to look at accessories and how to fit them to your nice new shiny alarm. So everybody's been buying new product. It's been absolutely crazy. We thank you for that and the continued support of Delkim. We always appreciate it. And we're here for you at any time, whether you have old or whether you have new. We're here to support you as best we can. Guys, if you are sending stuff back, we've had quite a lot back because everybody wants to go fishing. Everything's been compressed into a short space of time. Please be aware, we are on longer lead times. We're getting people telling us it arrived last week. Is it done yet? No, we are on longer lead times. It's going to be at least 2 weeks till we have done your products. Okay, you've got to allow at least 10 working days. So we will get to it as quick as I can. We're not processing stuff immediately. They're just the way that we're working. We are processing things as quickly as we can. So if you sent it and you know it's arrived, it's safe, it will be processed as quickly as we can. And we are working to around 10 working days at the moment, but it could be longer depending on the workload. You know, everything is up in the air. As we all know, we're all working differently. We are trying our best, and we're just about managing and keeping up. But please be patient. Please, you know, if it was here, if you sent it yesterday, it's not going to be repaired today. So please, please, please show a bit of patience, and we will get to them as quickly as we can. Let's have a look at what we're... Sorry, I was just reading somebody's message there. Tommy, I love my txi-ds. Happy with these streams because they are a bit more complicated. They are got more functions, the txi-ds, but again, set up for you, and I've reiterated this a number of times. Out the box, turn it on, good to go. If you want to play with it more, then you can. And if anybody's looking at these and going, well, txi-ds, somebody told me they're complicated. Your TV, as an example, has hundreds of settings that you can change if you want to. With your remote, you can go in the sub menu, you can change the dynamic picture for watching a movie or watching sport or watching a TV program, or the sound. You turn it on and just watch whatever's on. Much the same. Our alarms have a few different functions. They've got more functions than the old ones, but you know, not many when you look at it. You set them up and away you go. That's it. It's out of the box. It's good to go. You use them, don't use them. It memorizes what you like, and therefore once it's done, it's done. So yes, you've got 8 different LED brightness levels, but once you've set the LED brightness to what you like, you never change it again. Yes, you've got 64 tones. Once you've set your tone, that's it. You never change it again. Yes, you've got beat speed control. Once you found your magic beat speed, it's not something you're going to change every day because you'd fish in the same way, you know, 99% of the time. So it's there for you guys to enhance your fishing experience and hopefully get more out of them and get more fish on the bank. That's how it works. But let's move on to what we are talking about today, which is fitting of the accessories, and then I can finish my housekeeping because it will be relevant to what we're doing. So I'll move over to little camera 2. Hello, camera 2. Okay, so the first thing to know, and I'll move that one over here for now. If you have a txi-d, and there's a txi-d, or an EVD, which I haven't got to hand because I'm not showing that, you need V2 accessories. Okay, that's important. So V2 accessories are the ones that fit the new model. It's completely different design. As you can see, it's a lot smaller. It's different than the old ones. So that's why you need the different accessories. It shows on it what it is, and it says V2. If it doesn't say V2, it will not work with the new alarms. So what do you need to do? Well, you need a little screwdriver that came with your txi-d or EVD. So the first thing we do is we undo these 2 screws, and we will fit the D-lok first, just so you know, and we remove the back, and we remove the bolt. So the bolt comes out, and that's what we call the bolt clamp that holds the bolt in place, and that's the bolt. That's the same as we use on all the alarms we've ever made. It's the same bolt, so the bolts are universal, old, new, whatever it is. Okay, so what do we get in our packet? So we open up our nice new packet of D-locks, and we open that up. Of course, all the instructions are in here and shows you how to fit them to your new alarms. It's all there. Okay, so you can always do that as well. But we've got an Allen key. So the Allen key is required for screwing in the bolt into your bank stick. This is the part here that goes on to the alarm, and you will notice that with this part here, it no longer has the fitting for your hangers, and I will come back to that shortly. So the hangers do not fit into the D-lok anymore. They fit onto a wire form that goes into the front of the alarm. So when we come back to hangers, I will show you that again, but that's your shoe part. That's the bit that goes in the alarm. And then we have these 2 important parts here, which is our little spring, and well, we call that a D-lok pin. That's a little pin, so that creates a little click effect when it goes on. So the first thing to do is we want to put our bits into the shoe part. So it's got a little rounded end. If you can just see that there. Is that going to focus? Yeah, just about. If I get that a bit closer, will it focus? There we go. So this has got a little domed end. That domed end needs to be poking out the bottom of your D-lok, and I'll hold it in for the moment with the. So that's how it should be. Okay, I had somebody the other day phone me say the D-loks are falling off. He had it in the wrong way round. He had it with the flat like that, and therefore nothing poking out the bottom. So dome bit goes in there. Then we get our spring, and we pop that in the top. And now that is ready to fit into the alarm. Now it's a little bit of a knack to get it in there. So what we're trying to do is we're going to compress the spring, and then we've got to fit it in the gap. So we've got to get it in this gap here, and we've got to compress the spring. So it's quite simple. We just put our finger on the spring, and you can see it's got like a little arrow shape. If you can see that, if I do it closer, let's bring that up so you can just see a bit more clearly. Okay, so this arrow shape, that's what's going into the alarm. So that's what you do. So you hold down on there, you locate that into the bottom of the alarm, and you just keep the spring compressed, and you can see that it squeezes. I'm trying to get that to focus on there. Just squeezes in that gap, and then I can push that straight in. And what that is doing now is that spring is, I'll do it with my finger or something flat, is now pushing that pin. You can probably just hear that springing backwards and forwards. So it's pushing on that pin, and it's keeping it pushed out, and that creates the little click effect when we put it onto the foot part, which I'll show you in a second. Now if I wasn't putting anything on here, so if I wasn't fitting the snag bars, then I just put the door back on and do up the screws. And there we go. That is the D-lok fitted to my alarm. And the next thing we would do is we would get our bank stick. So there's my bank stick, for want of a better one. It's just a part of it, but you'll get the idea. I get my Allen key, and if they were separated, this is what we call the foot. So the bit that goes on your bank stick. You put your bolt through there. Can you see that? Just put the bolt through there, and then you screw that down on there. So you would use the Allen key. So I can use that Allen key to tighten that down on there. And you can be, reasonably tight. You're going to grip it. You want it not to move. And by tightening it down more, you can adjust the fit of the D-lok slightly. So by tightening it down more, it will make the click effect slightly less. By having it slightly up, it will make it a bit more. But it needs to be tight. You don't want that moving on the bank stick. So you can see that's fitted on there, and then that just pushes on like that, and then it will just pull apart. So there's nothing, no buttons or anything. You just pull it and push it on. That's how it fits. And there you have your D-lok. If you have multiple setups, then these are the feet, and I've said this before. The feet, I get asked for this, where are the V2 feet? The feet are the same, so the feet have not changed. So the feet fit the old version and the new version. So if you've got feet from your old alarms, if you've already got our products, then you can keep them and use them with your new ones if you want to switch between multiple setups from bank sticks to your pod. If not, just the feet. Pack of 3 is all you need. There's no different. That's DP071 is the code on the back there. There you go. Pack of 3 feet. They are universal, so they fit. So again, there we go. It just pushes on pushes off. Just to clarify, I will go and get a little wire form just to show you. Just in case people are confused, because this is the old one. And you can see that the wire form is actually built into the D-lock. And you just pull that out or put in whichever one you want if you're using the D-lock on the old system. So there's me TXI plus, and the wire form's in the D-lock. In this one, there is no wire form in there. It goes in the holes in the front of the alarm. So that's what they're for. The little holes in the front, you push down, and your wire form that comes with every hanger that we sell, every visual indication system has that. And then your arm, which I should just grab, excuse me, whichever one you've got, just fits in the front. If you've got the D-lock one, the wider one, same applies, just fits in the front, same difference. Alright, so there we go, we fitted our D-lock, quite simple. And the same is that, it's the same for the older alarms as well. The fitting principle is the same. Squeeze in that spring, and I'll just come back because I'm going to take the back off. Excuse me. So we're going to get ready for putting on the safety snag ears. So again, it's exactly the same principle. So it goes in there and it squeezes in. In fact, I'll show you. Okay, this has got a safety back on. You don't get a screwdriver with the old ones, but you find a screwdriver, I'm sure, that will take it out. Screws are a bit longer. So this is a TXI plus, just removing the safety back. There we go. And you can see the principle is exactly the same. So there's my little spring. I'll tip it out just to see that nothing has changed there. Nothing has changed at all. There's my little pin. Put it into the little dome pokes out. I put my spring in. I squeeze it down and I get it in between that gap there. And that's it, it's in. So there's nothing changed. The principle is the same. The design is slightly different, but the way it fits is exactly the same. So we're going to fit a snag ears now. So we've got our nice V2 snag ears. So make sure you've got the V2 versions if you want. If you've got the new alarms. And what do we get in the pack? Well, we've got a nice safety back. So it's our battery door replacement one for the one that comes with the alarm. You can see the difference there. You've got your little sliders for the uprights, and we just get our two uprights. And they are orientated, so they're called number 1. You might see that on there, number 2. So they are offset. So you can put them in the wrong way or make them narrower. So I had somebody today who had made them extremely narrow, was concerned that the rod was being squashed. So they do go in either way, and they are numbered number 1, number 2. So this is our safety back, and it just goes in exactly the same way as the one that you took off. Slides on there using the same screws that came with the alarm. There's no different screws with this version. You're just utilizing the same screws. On the other alarms, the older alarms, we supply slightly longer screws so that you can screw through the back into the body of the alarm. But there we go. You can see that that's fitted there quite nicely. And we've got our uprights, and we just slide them in there. Oops, excuse me. Slide those in there. And the widest way apart. If you put them in the other way around, they'll be very, very narrow. I don't think anybody's got a rod that narrow. So they go in so that they're the furthest apart, just like that. And there we go. Very, very simple. And of course you remove your uprights as you need, and add them in as you need. Depending on how you're fishing. And we've fitted it Yeah, so very, very simple indeed. I'll show you on the TXI as well. So the TXI, I haven't got the door to hand. Where's my old door? I haven't got one. So you take the original door off, and there would be 2 screws in here if you were not using the D-lok. So there'll be 2 screws in here. Same principle as I say with this one. You took the 2 screws off, you removed the bolt and the bolt clamp, you've removed the 2 screws here, and you take the door off. With the other version, you get these 2 longer screws, you get the door, and of course the uprights. So that's what would be in the pack of the V2. Sorry, the safety for the old version. And of course the old version has the picture of the old alarms on there. So if it hasn't got a picture of the new alarms, it's pretty obvious it's meant for the older one. So you can see that that's got an old plus range alarm on there. They fit the really old ones as well, the Mark 1 versions, if you want to put them on there, same as the Dlocks. They fit really old ones. So plus range and earlier, they fit all those. And that's what you get in the pack. And you just slide that on there, and away you go. And the great thing about that is if you've got the older ones, that completely keeps the door in place. That door can't move. Does have a tendency to drop slightly. Gravity takes its effect of the older door, especially when the foam gets a bit more compressed where the battery is. If you put some new foam in, it keeps the door, presses against the door and keeps it in place. But that screwed down there, that door's never going to move, never going to move at all. So that's another good thing. And again, just slide them in. Oh, put them in the wrong way. Slide them in as you need. There we go. So it's fitted to them as well. And just to show you, that clicked on that one. So that's the feet are universal. So that's a plus one put on there. So V1 version D-lok and the V2 version D-lok. Pretty straightforward, I know. And you know, I'm not trying to teach you to suck eggs, but some people ask, some people a bit confused about how to fit these things. So why not show people, and then they know exactly what they are doing. So let's come back, see if anyone's got any questions. Hello. Hopefully that made sense. As I say, it's pretty straightforward, and hopefully everybody understands that. Let's just see if we've got any more questions on the chat, just to make sure. Let's have a look. People chatting amongst themselves. Let's see if I can pick some questions out. So, set today, went for red the receiver. Easy to pair, love them. Gary Duggan, glad you like them, mate. They are not that easy. Yep, they're good stuff. You know, it's gone absolutely mental recently, so somebody's realising that they're good alarms. So there we go. The only problem I have with the D-lok is when I fit the foot to the buzzer bar and I tighten it up, it still seems to move. Shouldn't be, you know. There's a very slight little bit of twist that helps you remove it. Again, it's the backwards and forwards movement that you know, you don't want it to come off too easy. And again, adjusting that bolt can help the fit slightly and get you a bit more of a click effect, Michael. So try that. Michael, bolt might be too long. What we know? Oh, one thing as well. Sorry that I didn't point out, which I do get asked. People ask, okay, I'm not using your hangers, which is fair enough. Not everybody would be. Where do I put my swan neck or whatever if I'm using my Stows or anybody else's? So you want to put it under the foot, same as you would if it was your alarm. So you just put it under there, and then you clamp it in between the bank stick or buzz bar and the foot part, and just tighten it down and get it set however you want it. So it would fit in between there and stick out. Hockey sticks or whatever. We do a longer bolt that's 5mm longer. So if you are wanting to put something that is a little bit thicker, then you can do that. But if you're going to put loads of stuff under there, then there's going to be limitations to what you can do under the D-lok system. But 5mm generally covers most things. If you've got a swan neck and a hockey stick, it should be okay. But again, you know, we do our own, which is very, very compact, and doesn't, you know, you can take them off and not have anything sticking up from your bank sticks, which is the whole point of our system. So you're not left with anything when you want to put your pods away. You're not left with the hockey sticks, and then you've got your arms that you just take off, and everything's gone in an instant. So that's the beauty of our Snag Ears, which is our biggest selling accessory by far. So, you know, simple but effective. Oh, thanks, Danny Wood. Don't rate the new models. Cheap something. Don't know why they bought those V2s out. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if they're stopping all support for V1s. No, we're definitely not stopping support for all V1s, Danny. Don't know where you've heard that from. We're continuing to fix all our products. The Plus range, we will continue to fix as well as we can for as long as we can. The V1 versions are still sold for the accessories to fit old stuff, so we're not completely cut those off. There's still loads of stuff available. So many problems and issues with the new ones. Build quality shocking and absolute SH1T. Well, I don't know where you're getting that information from, mate, but you can keep posting it up there for as long as you like. We have less than 0.8% back of everything we've sold over the last 12 months. If you think that is a number of issues and problems, then I think you need to look at how statistics work. We have had nothing but fantastic reliability of these products since the day that we launched them, which is why we took so long to get them out. So they are absolutely proven to be bomb proof. So I think you need to maybe check who you're speaking to, or maybe you're not a Delkim user, but we'll see. But thanks, Danny, anyway, for your comments. Appreciate it. Does the hard case still fit in the Snag Ears? Yes, it does, Gary. Let's have a look. So it's got a little stick there in the back, or a little raised bit, so it will fit over. And so that's in there. It's all on there. And actually, my dad the other day, and I'm quite hoping so, he actually cut this little area out of his alarms, so he was able to still keep the uprights on. So, you know, he felt that was quite useful because he puts it all away in one bit. So just by trimming that, it's only going to just be with a craft knife. You can still keep the uprights on if you want to put them in your pod bag or something like that. Hey, it's just a simple little thing that he did, and he wanted me to pass that on, so it was useful. Yeah, you know, it's there to, if you take them off, or if you do that over there, then no problem at all. So that's how you fit the accessories. So we've discussed how you fit your hangers. So hangers is definitely using that little wire form on there. Okay, and that's what goes in the front, so don't panic. Don't use the bases that come with it. You need the little wire form, and then we'll go from there. Kristaps, hello. Happy Yarny Festival. We'll be celebrating that a little bit later, our Latvian friends. So let's have a look. So if we've got any more questions before we go, I'll give you an extra 5 minutes or so. What else can we say? Again, don't forget, if you haven't downloaded our app, please do so. And you might be a little treat coming your way on that app very, very shortly. Just a little something just to say thank you. And it'll be very useful to some of you guys and unique to Delkim. So please download the app. It is free. It does allow you to do all the returns. Does allow you to get spares. Does allow you to get access to shop. Does find your local stockist. Has all the instructions. So basically has everything that you need. So please download that. And if you have got any issues, then please contact us directly. We will deal with all that as well. And we're here for you as often as we can. So we will try our best to answer everything that we can and keep you guys sorted as best we can. We are very busy at the moment. It's gone absolutely wild. I don't know how you guys are doing in your areas. The tackle trade has gone crazy because everybody's fishing. And hope you're getting out there fishing as well and catching. Be good to know what you guys are catching using the new stuff. If you found it beneficial over the old stuff, that would be fantastic as well to know. But yeah, yes, if you need anything, let us know. App's there for you guys. It's being updated. The spare system and shop's being updated soon, so there'll be more clarity for spares, free of charge spares, and the shop stuff. And you know, we're working hard to make sure we maintain our high level of customer service to you guys, as well as bringing you, you know, what we think are the best products. They look like they're outselling everything at the moment, but you know, perhaps our friend Danny Wood thinks otherwise. But anyway, thank you very much for your company tonight. Hope you found that a little bit useful. I'll be back next week. We're doing once a week now, Tuesdays 6:30. So if you need anything, drop it on the chat. I'll come back to you as I do personally and answer all your questions. Until then, have a fantastic week. Enjoy the sunshine, and we will see you again in a week's time. All right. Good night, guys. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.